There it is. I didn't see it, but I see it now. You are live. So I put it on Facebook and Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday, guys.
Happy Sunday.
Hey, Autism Mommy. She said, Happy Sunday. Y'all show some love by liking and sharing the video. Hey, Queens, and Kings.
Hey. Y'all come on, Ian.
We know we late.
Yes. late.
Hey, Karima. Thank you, Queen. She says liked and shared. I just realized what time it was. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie says she on time tonight. Hey, Queen Lillian. She says, hey, family. Hey, Queen Sandra. She says, hello, ladies. Hey, Queen Paula. She says, good evening, y'all.
Hey.
Dorima says, happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday.
Hey, Felicia. Felicia says, hello, liked and shared. Love y'all. Thank you, Queen. Love you too. Hey, Miata. Miata says, hey, everyone. Hey, Queen Susan. Susan says hi to everyone. Hey, Queen Robin. Robin says, hello, everyone. Hey, Michelle. Michelle says she is from Portland, Tennessee, and from Puckett Travel Agency. I did get the hotel planner job, but it didn't work out. I wouldn't do it. Sorry to hear that, Queen. Hey, Sandra. Sandra says hello to everyone. Lillian says liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Hey, Queen Sandra. She says hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, Queens and Kings. If we have any Kings here.
Hello.
Y'all be sure to hit the like button. It's free and it don't cost you nothing. And make sure you share. We have some chat jobs that Tan will be talking about at the end of the live stream. And if anybody has any good news that they want to share, please drop it like it's hot in the chat.
Okay. Sorry.
Michelle, never heard of them. She says, did we do North Wing delivery on here before?
No, never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Is it an app? Some type of delivery, driving type company? Hey, Queen Vanita. She says, hey, ladies, liked and shared. Glad to be here with y'all. Welcome back. Let us know, Michelle, about that one. I've never heard of that one.
Okay, I see it. It's I think it's like reshipping. But I don't know if they'll be hiring.
She says, I got hired on there delivering packages.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. We've never heard of them. I mean,
Congratulations, Michelle.
congratulations. I'm just trying to.
Hey, Sherry. Sherry says, hi, beautiful queens, liked and shared. Thank you. Is it Camellia? She says, hi, ladies in chat, fam. Thank you, Queen. Michelle says $2,900 a month. Are they in your city? Is it like a local type of thing? She says yes, laugh out loud. Oh, they're in Kentucky. Okay. Okay. Well, go ahead,
Hold
Michelle.
on. Hold on.
Hey, Sonia. She says, good evening, everyone. Liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Girl, they are still popping firecrackers in my neighborhood. This is so crazy. Anybody else got any good news they want to share? Y'all be sure to drop it in the chat. Happy Sunday, everybody. I did drop a video earlier today about some overnight non-phone jobs. If you guys missed my video, be sure to go back and check it out. I will be dropping a video on the 2.0 tomorrow. And I think it's non-phone, but let me be sure. So if you are not subscribed to our second channel, be sure to come over and check us out. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. I posted a no phone, no experience company 2 days ago over on the 2.0 channel.
Okay, Carol. I looked on Reddit
Uh-huh.
and it said, well, it's different variations, but some people say it's a scam. Some people say it's not. They are shipping services. When you choose to get a package FedEx to in, they say it's something like you choose to get a package in 12 days when UPS and FedEx deliver in 2 to 3. And they created a whole website in May 2025. And apparently, the registrar is popular with scammers. Somebody said that this was 26 days, say, following. They claim I'm getting paid on July 3rd, and this check is scheduled for July 3rd. Hold on, let's see. This got 19 replies.
Okay.
I'm just going to read through it. You can go on.
Michelle says, but there are scams out there about this, so I wanted to see if anyone else had heard of them being a scam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about them, Michelle. I would call. Is there a phone number that you can call to see who's going to answer and maybe kind of talk to them about it? Tan said there is a Reddit post about them. You got the link to the post.
Like once somebody was on there 17 hours, said they're supposed to get their check Monday. And they said they never sent the email saying the date on the email. So you'll receive a confirmation email. Your email was, and this was June 23rd for her. So I would proceed with caution.
Yeah, I don't know about them, Michelle. There might be one you might want to put over there to the side and check them out first before you hand over your personal information to the company. We've never heard of them, so I don't know anything about the company.
This is what I would say. You have to be careful about receiving packages to your home like that. You know what I'm saying? If you were going somewhere and pick up the packages and they would have you deliver them, yes. But if you are taking possessions of the packages and things like that, I would be leery.
Yeah, me too. Sandra says, here too, she says, I swear it was louder last night than it was on the 4th. Girl, I'm so sick of these folks. They was up all night long popping firecrackers.
Inspect packages and remail them. Somebody said.
You got to inspect them and remail them.
She says, some Miss Gleeklob says, we inspect packages and remail it.
Oh, no, that's big red flag. Sounds like a scam to me, Michelle.
Well, yeah.
You wouldn't have to inspect the package. Then you got to remail it back out. Remember, they used to do that time when we worked for Relay. They would send the
Mhm.
packages to somebody's house, telling them we need you to inspect it, and then you remail it or reroute it
Right.
someplace else.
So what is probably happening, Michelle? They are using a fraudulent credit card to. Now, I'm not saying this is what's happened, but this is what it sounds like to me because Carol and I worked in a situation like this before, and they would send buy things with fraudulent credit cards, have shipped to your house. You would repackage them and send it somewhere else. So I don't know if that's what's going on. You may want to dig a little further into that.
Yep, sound like a scam to me. I agree, Susan. Susan said that sounds scammy.
Yeah. Because you have to think about it. Why would they have you repackage and inspect it? What's the issue with it if someone's purchasing it? Why would we need to repack it and inspect it?
Right, that don't make sense. Like, where is the package coming from? Is it coming from like a store? And then where are you mailing the package to? Are you sending it overseas or is it in America? Just got to be careful with that. You don't want to be involved in fraudulent activity. And then next thing you know, here comes people showing up at your house. So I would be careful with that one.
Yeah.
Sherry says, I did so many surveys on Prime Opinion, they ran. She says they ran out. Laugh out loud to get him is good. She says an easy game to play is Merge Dragons. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, Sherry.
All right.
And if anybody here is interested in Prime Opinion, Tan did put them on this list, and they are the first company. So if you guys are interested, check out this list, and Prime Opinion is number one. Yeah, that is too funny. You did them all, Queen. And Sherry says an easy game to play is Merge Dragons. So y'all keep that in mind for Prime. She said, yes, there's a phone number. She's spoken to 4 different supervisors there. I have a dashboard that I work off of. They sent me 4 packages already that I delivered. Hey, Leonica. She says, hey, Tan and Carol, like and share. She says, hello to everyone in the chat. Hey, Queen Tanisha. She says, hey, Two Chicks and everyone. Helen says, hey, everybody, liked and share. Miata says, Tan, you paused.
Oh, I was looking for something.
Oh. Leonica says, hey, Helen. Keisha says, like and share everywhere. Thank you, Queen. Susan says they could be taking cash from scam victims. Michelle says, America came through just to see if it's legit. Take it to my bank, have them thoroughly look over the check, and it wasn't going to spend any money of it until I know that check is legit. Exactly. Helen says, hey, Leonica. She says, never mind, it's fixed. Leonica says, hey, sis Sherry. She says, hey, sis Leonica and Queen Lillian. She says, hey, Leonica. And if anybody else has any good news they want to share, y'all be sure to drop it in the chat.
I just don't know.
So that we can celebrate you.
Right.
And how was everyone's 4th of July? Mine was good. Went to my sister's house and ate and didn't pop any firecrackers. And my little tiny roommate, honey, she was with her other family, but she said she did have a good time. So, you know, 4th of July is really for the kids to me.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, it was. Sherry. um, Yonica says, "Hey, how are you, Lillian?" Keisha said hers was boring. Laugh out loud. Helen says, "I'll be starting chapter 45 in about 2 hours."
Happy
All right,
birthday,
Queen. Happy
Helen.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Hustling Helen. Happy
Lillian says,
45.
Leonica, I am good. How have you been? So what you got plans for your birthday, husband Helen? Miata, she says, I love watching the fireworks. I saw a few, Miata, but child, they was over here popping them like all night long to the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
Lillian says my fourth was boring. Leonica says she's doing good, Lillian. Sherry says happy birthday, Helen. Helen says we cooked out at my house, shot the fireworks with my grandson and nephew. Okay.
Okay. I didn't.
Lillian says happy birthday, Helen. Keisha says happy birthday, Helen. Helen says thanks, y'all. Leonica says happy birthday, Helen. Stephanie says word collect on free cash is easy. She says I'm not 2 weeks and I'm over level 2,000.
All
What?
right.
Go ahead.
All right.
Congratulations.
And if you have the link Carol put in the chat earlier, free cash is number what, 13? I think.
13. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, make sure y'all check it out. You ready to get started, Carol?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So if you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you are not new, welcome back and thank you for joining us again. I am Tangi. I am.
And Tangy is the duck. I'm tripping. Tangy is the goat, and I am Carl.
And I'm just not gonna say what Carol is today. Am I still freezing? Am I
I
freezing
love you too.
bad?
Yeah,
And Carol, am I freezing still?
a little bit.
This boy. Together, we are two chicks with a side hustle on this channel. Wherever you're watching us from, we post work at home jobs, side gigs, and side hustles. We do these lives to help you get started on your work from home journey. If you are new to working from home, if you are not new to working from home, we will help you maximize your time and your money. Thank you so much for joining us. Carol and I have been doing some type of work from home, side gig, side hustle since about 2006, and we created our blogs as well as our social media platforms to help people who want to learn how to work from home or create extra streams of income from home but don't know how. We have a great group of individuals who come on every time we hit that live button, and they share their experiences, their journeys, and things with us so that you can be successful. We preach multiple streams of income. So if you are looking to add streams of income to your life, you have come to the right place. If you are new, grab that pen and piece of paper. There is a lot of knowledge that goes on in the chat. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. This is the time that we set aside to answer questions. So if you have any questions, if you have been here before, you went back and looked at some things that you don't understand, put your questions in the chat. That is what this is designed for you to ask questions when you don't know where to turn. So put them in the chat. We are here to help. We have a great group of kings and queens who are here to help. Thank you. You guys know who you are. We appreciate you every single time you come on this live. So we will be reading the chat. Carol will be reading the chat, and we will be answering questions. Again, if your question is not read, make sure you look in the chat because someone will answer you. At the end, we will do the job. So thank y'all for coming.
Queen Helen, she says, no, I don't have any plans as of yet. Sonia says, happy birthday, Helen. Sherry says, happy birthday, Helen. Helen says, thanks for all the birthday wishes. Keisha says, I miss y'all. We back, Queen. We missed you guys too.
Yep.
Sherry says, laugh out loud. Hey, Chanel. Chanel says, hey, I need your help so bad. She says, I've been following you ladies for a while now.
Okay.
Well, let us know, Chanel, how we can help you, Queen. Hey, humble and grateful. She says, happy and blessed Sunday, ladies. Good to see you both. Thank you, Queen. Queen Vanita says, I didn't say anything, but on July 2nd, I started chapter 58. Well, happy belated birthday, Queen.
Lady, bless birthday, Queen.
She says she's
That's
so grateful and
amazing.
thankful to still be here.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
Leonica says, you are in the right place, Chanel. Humble and grateful says, happy birthday, Helen. May you have many more years to come.
All
Leonica says, hey, how have you been? Humble and grateful. And Husband Helen says, happy birthday, Vanita. E Prime World says, hello, is it possible to get a remote job that doesn't do the speed test?
Let me just say probably all remote job. I'm not going to say all, but if they're customer service, things like that, they are going to require to do a speed test. Now the side gigs and side hustles, no. But if you had a friend,
That's what I was about to say.
and that's all I will say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get you some friends, E Prime World. It's ways around it.
Girl, I visit the library often.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I like the library. I read a lot.
You funny. Hint,
Thank
hint. Sonya says, happy birthday, Queen Vanita. Chanel says, thank you. Marshandria, or is it Marshandria? I hope I'm saying it right, Queen. She says, hi, I'm new to the channel and so happy I found the channel. Well, welcome, Queen.
Appreciate it.
If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Leonica says, happy birthday, Queen Vanita. Hey, Lady Empress. She says, hey, ladies and everyone in the chat. Hope all is well.
Mm-hmm.
Lillian says, Vanita, happy birthday. Humble and grateful says, hi, Leonica. I am good. Thanks. And how are you? Glad to catch this live this evening.
All right, Queen.
Chanel says she is so grateful and full of faith. We are queens and we should always have our crowns on. I like that. E Prime World says, I appreciate you guys. No problem. And if you got any more questions, E Prime World, we are here.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Vanita, she says, thank y'all all so much. Thank y'all so much. Oh, you're welcome, Queen. And anybody else got any good news to talk about? Maybe you started a side hustle over the weekend, or maybe you got an email with an interview coming up. Or maybe you got a question. Put it in the chat.
And if you have any questions, make sure you, like Carol said, put them in the chat. This is the time we set aside to answer questions, because we don't answer a lot of questions on social media, but we do try to come on these lives to answer questions. And a lot of people who come on the lives and get the answers are successful in the information that we put out here. Again, a lot of the stuff isn't going to make you rich, but if you need extra money for gas, if you need money for groceries, if you need an extra $500 a month, there are things you can do that you can do on your own time, that you don't have to, have someone on your back and say, hey, you need to do this, that, and the other. There are some things that if you have a full-time job, I talked to a lady yesterday, she has a full-time job and she is off on certain one day of the week and one day on the weekend. And I explained to her that if you are you looking for a part-time job? She can't work anything before 6 o'clock because she works at 6, 9 to 6. That's all day. So it's hard to find something that will let you, number one, come in after 6. And there are work at home jobs that will do that. There are. We're not saying that. Um, um, but there, everybody's looking for that part-time role. So the way you combat that is you take some of these side gigs and side hustles, and you don't have to have an interview. You can start usually the next day or in a couple of days. You can do them when you want. If you're off on a day on the week, you can spend that whole day. So there are things you can do. You don't have to wait for an interview, wait for a call back. You can get started as soon as tomorrow. So think about these side gigs and side hustles. And another thing, we are so used to getting paid on an hourly rate. We kind of turn down our nose at the task-based things. And a lot of times the task-based things tend to pay more than hourly. Now we are trying to figure out, oh, will it be consistent? And there is something, with that. You have to sign up for several of the same type of company. And that is the way you could create a consistent income. So we talk about Mystery Shop. We talk about the gaming app. So if you are interested in that, Carol has put a list in the chat. And we will talk about probably Mystery Shop at some point tonight. We're going to talk about the gaming apps. Matter of fact, one queen was saying that she is on level 2000 of free cash. Well, not free cash. What is the game? I forgot the game. Cross somebody. But she is on free cash, which is an app that pays for you to play games. So free cash is number 13 on that list. And also, if Cash Kick is on that list, you can play games on Cash Kick. Who else you can play on?
They number 5, and
I'm sorry.
Inbox Dollars is number 3.
Mm-hmm. And what about Prime? Prime not games, is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Prime, you can play games. Prime Opinion, Fetch Rewards. You can also scan receipts as well as play games. With free cash, you can also look at the ads. Our Queen Mix Adorable gave us that little tidbit of knowledge about a month or two ago. That free cash will pay you to look at the ads. So make sure you are doing that to increase your earning potential. And again, if you have questions about free cash, drop them in the chat. There is a few queens here that do free cash. Queen Leonica, she told us about the Benjamin app. That is number 40. Is it 40 or 41? I think it's 40.
40.
That is number 40. So make sure you check that one out. Queen Leonica does do that one. I think that's for the games. I see Carol did put the mystery shopping post in the chat. The mystery shop, if you are not familiar with mystery shopping is a way that companies use to grade the service that the people they hiring are giving their customers. So an example, if you work at McDonald's and you work at the front counter, they can have someone come in and mystery shop you. Basically, if you greeted them when they came in the door, they'll have a certain requirements that they have to fulfill as a mystery shopper. Maybe they have to go in the restroom and see if it's clean. Maybe they have to see if the lobby's clean. It depends. When you accept the shop or whatever shop you accept, they will give you the outline of what you need to do. They will write it out exactly. You need to go in there. You need to make sure the lobby's clean. You need to look at the bathroom. If you need to take any pictures, they are going to write out exactly what you need to do when you go out to do that shop. You will do that shop, submit the report, and they will pay you whatever that shop is, that task is. They may say you need to buy a hamburger, french fry, and a drink, whatever they tell you to buy. And then they say, we will reimburse you. So they'll reimburse you for the money you spent on the meal, and then they will actually pay you for the shop. So Some shops pay $15, $20, and they usually only take between 10, 15, 20 minutes to do. It is not a long process. You are supposed to be acting like a customer. So you basically be going in there conducting business as a customer. Um, so if you are interested in doing that, and again, that was just an example. There are so many things you can mystery shop. You can mystery shop restaurants, department stores, food. What I said, food service.
Clubs.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say strip clubs,
Yeah, strip
jewelry
clubs,
stores,
churches, apartment buildings,
car
amusement.
dealerships,
Yeah.
gas stations.
Yes. So it is a lot of things that you can mystery shop. There are so many companies that offer these type of works. There are so many apps that we talk about. One of the apps that we talk about is GigSpot. GigSpot is an app that has a app that caters to multiple mystery shop companies. They just put them all in one place. And GigSpot does telephone mystery shopping, um, on-site mystery shopping, web mystery shopping. So there are a bunch of things that you can do on GigSpot. So the key is to sign up for several of these types of things so you can maximize your income. We have queens in here that only do mystery shop. We have queens in here that mystery shop part-time. I have a friend, she started mystery shopping and she can earn between $500 and $1,000 a month. And 500 is probably maybe 10 shops a month. 10. So that is
Not bad.
doable. And I have done mystery shop years ago, but I have done it. I've done the apartment mystery shop. I've done end caps. I've done a lot of stuff when it comes to side gigs and side hustles. The key is, and we give you guys the sauce, so you have to sign up for more than one company. You cannot sign up for one company and think, oh, I'm going to make $500 a month, because that is not the way it works. The key is to sign up for multiple companies and create routes that will increase your revenue by doing the shops that are within your route. So that is our tidbit. I'm going to let Carol read the chat for a little bit.
Hey Sam. She says, "Hey, beautiful ladies. How are you, Queen?"
Queen.
Marshandra, she says, "Where can I find the 2.0 channel?" So I put the link, Queen, in the chat. If you don't see it, let me know. Humble and grateful. Congratulations. She says, "Still collecting some cash from Prolific." All right, girl.
And
She
if
says she
y'all want to
loves
check out
them.
Prolific is a survey site. And we do talk about a lot of those also. And some queens are making money with survey sites. Prolific is a different kind of survey site. Prolific is a survey site that caters to educational surveys. So basically, people who are getting their PhD, do any type of educational research, medical research, things like that, they need people to take surveys. So they hire people, they use Prolific site to put their surveys on. They hire people like you and I to take the surveys. The surveys pay a little more. I'm not going to say they pay a lot more than regular survey sites. And we have kings and queens who do well off Prolific. The key is to be consistent with all of this. Consistency is the key. And I'm glad to hear Humble and Grateful is still making money off Prolific. Prolific is on the list that Carol posted as number 15. If you cannot get on with Prolific, try Cloud Research. It is number 16.
Hey, Queen K. She says, "Just tuning in. My first time catching a live. Welcome, Queen." Now, this is a good question from ePrime World. So they say, "What if I did a speed test with fast internet in the USA and then moved somewhere else after? I want to move overseas and work remote from Thailand."
Now I'm gonna say I don't I don't. So when you work remote from Thailand, your location will change. So I don't know how that will look as far as internet. I don't know if you can get a VPN to VPN to the US and then connect to the job. That will be one thing. But I don't know if that's even allowed. And you have to, think about the bandwidth and internet speed from other countries. I'm not saying it's not the same, but you have to think, is it going to sustain the signal that you need to work? So when you're making those calls, it takes a hell of a signal to keep that bandwidth, that call on there. So you want to make
Right.
sure that, if you are doing that, you have the best internet speed, you have the best, because that is going to require a lot of bandwidth to do that. But I don't know. I'm not going to say that you can't do it because I don't know. I've never moved out the country, but I will say that your location will change unless you get like a VPN or something like that to log into. But again, I'm not 100% sure. That's just going off my IT brain, but I don't know how that will work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna say, ePrime, where you also have to make sure that the company that you are working for is okay with you going overseas. Because some of the companies, they are state and country specific. So if you were to, let's say, if I moved to California and I'm working for ABC Financial, and they say, well, you can move to California, but you just cannot work for us because we only cater to Florida, Tennessee, and Texas or Georgia or something like that. So if I were to move, I could not work for that company. Now, there are some companies that do allow you guys to move around from one country to the next, but they are far and few in between, not that many. So that's another thing you have to be careful with. Hey, OCE. OCE says, hi, ladies. Hey, Shanna. Shanna says, hello. Kay says, I need something. Been looking for something for a few years now. I'm cool with the side hustles. Okay. I did put some links, Queen K, down below in the comments. If you are okay with like the mystery shops, and Tan just went over some mystery shop companies. And also, if you are okay with like the gaming, the gigs, the survey sites, we do have a list of companies in the chat. And we'll talk about more, I'm sure. Shanna says, good evening to everyone. Hey, Money Making Meeks.
Hey,
Meeks says, hi, ladies. Chat.
Hey.
Miata says she signed up for Insta Work and Gig Spot. All right. Congrats. Marshandria. So she said, thank you for posting the link. I bookmarked it. What's the gaming app? So I did put the gaming apps, the names of the companies in the chat. Miata says, I did free cash, but I got a call to fix my account. Okay. Hey Jenny. Jenny says, hi everyone. I watched you guys for about 3 years now. Okay, she says, I can second what Tan is saying. I found multiple side hustles with the help of Tan and Carol with this channel. Thank you, Queen, and congratulations to you.
I appreciate it.
Congrats.
3 years. Thank you, Queen. We appreciate that. We really do.
Right. Charles say the secret agent mystery shop.
Basically.
Yeah, because you don't go in saying, hey, I'm a mystery shopper. Hey, Dorita. Dorita says, hey.
Hey.
Leonica says, hey, Meeks. And Veronica says, hi, Carl and Tan. Hey, Queen Veronica. Kay says, yes, thank you so much. I'm signing up for the mystery shoppers as we speak. Yes. She said, laugh out loud.
It's
hey, that's a start, Queen.
Mm-hmm. It is a good start. Again, for people who cannot, can't find a part-time job. This is things to start with. We are never saying that you will never find a work from home job. That's not what we're saying. But what we are saying is you can create streams of income on your own that you can start right away. Now, there's a caveat with the mystery shop. A lot of them only pay once a month. But again, if you have things in the pipeline, you can, you have to wait 30 days to get paid. But after the first month, checks start rolling in. They do. So if you can, wait that net 30, you will have a good side hustle. We did find one. What is it? Presto Shopper. Carol put the link in the chat. They do pay, what is it, 3 to 5?
Mm-hmm.
3 to 5
business days
for their Insta shops, not for all shops. And will everybody have Insta shops? I don't remember.
Yeah, for the Insta shops.
Yeah.
The Insta shops pay out in 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a list of a few companies that we talked about on the live stream last week. Observer, Moby, I View It, 5, 6, and 7. I think I View It. I think they pay out. Let me see. I think it's fairly quick, maybe like a couple of days. Somebody said. Moby, they pay out fairly quick, but with Moby, they pay out to gift cards. Now, I View It. Now, I like I View It because I View It, you're basically taking photos of stores, properties, and job sites in your area. You don't have to talk to nobody. You can do this from your cell phone. And they pay anywhere from $7 to $75 per inspection. We've had a queen here to make a couple of thousands off of I View It. So you're just basically taking pictures with that one. Observer, you can use your phone, and also with Moby, you can use your phone. So for those of you that only have a cell phone, take a look at this list. Leonica says, how are you, sis Meeks? And she says she's doing good, humble and grateful. Charles says, do they send the camera and the mic? How does that work? It depends, Charles, on what type of mystery shop you're doing, because you may not have to record or anything. You may just have to go in a store, observe whatever it is they want you to observe, and fill out the form and get paid, and that's it. Now, some of the mystery shops, you may have to use your phone to take pictures. My friend, she does market for it. She has to go sometimes to like a McDonald's, Burger King, or Arby's, and go in the restrooms and take pictures of the restrooms, because whoever, probably I'm thinking the owners or co-owners of these establishments they want to see if their restrooms are clean. So in that case, she just has to go in, take pictures of the restaurant. She doesn't have to talk to anybody. Just take the pictures, upload them to the dashboard, and then get paid to do that. So it just depends on what type of mystery shop you're doing, because all of them don't require you to record. Some do and some don't. I would say probably 95% don't. You don't have to record anything.
Yeah.
Sonia says she had a phone interview with Colony Brand last week for a seasonal position. She says she's waiting to hear back from them.
All right.
Congratulations. Queen Veronica says she signed up for free cash and top surveys.
All right.
Congrats. Meek says, hey, Leonica. Queen Katie says, hi, looking for a work at home job, no telephone, in the healthcare field, data entry or claim processing. I love to work early mornings. Do you know of any companies by chance, please? First one I can think of you may want to take a look at is United Health Group.
We did a claims processing video last week. Remember? when we came back on live? Was that
We did.
huh?
We sure did.
Um, if you go back and look, I think was the last Wednesday, Carol? I can't remember.
Let
I
me
think
see.
last Wednesday we did. I can't remember. Was it 5 or 7 claim processing clerks? Well, you can go ahead,
It
Carol. I was
was
just trying to
4. I
4.
got it. It was 4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now I don't know if these are healthcare companies or not, Katie, but I will say look at United Health Group. Also, you might want to take a look at Privia Healthcare.
Yeah.
I have seen a data entry one, and I did a video on this one. This company here, Health Mart Group, they have a lot of non-phone entry level positions. You may have to go Google them to get the actual careers link. But take a look at those companies that I just dropped in the chat. Hey T. T says hello everyone.
Hey.
Hey Marquita. She says hi ladies. Veronica says she did product report card also. All right, girl. Congratulations,
All
Queen.
right.
Kay says, has anyone came across any remote help desk? That's Tan right there. Help
Yes.
desk.
Yeah. Give me a second, and I'll get you some links. Give me a second.
She said, remote work is tough to find in my state. Most employers don't hire in my state. The few that do, pay is low and cost of living is high here. Where do you live, Kay?
Yes. Where you live, Queen?
No problem, Katie. She says, thank you so much, ladies. No problem, Queen.
And I have a claims resolution specialist for this company called Clarity.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to get the tech support.
Hey Queen, live, love, and laugh. She says, remember to thumbs up the live stream. 2 Chicks fam. Thank you, Queen. Appreciate that. Oh, she's in New York.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey, California, Washington, D.C., sometimes Illinois, and Ohio, Connecticut. Those states are what we call those hard to find remote job states. But I would also, okay, let's see. Hang on 1 second, y'all. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Tan's internet, but I would also take a look at these temp agencies. Robert Half, they post a ton of remote jobs everywhere, like all over the US. Manpower is also a good one. Ashton Carter, I've seen some remote jobs on their site. Randstad and Adecco. Adecco is also another good one to take a look at. Shanna says, I've been looking for remote jobs in NYC. She says, it's tough. I'm pretty sure it is, Queen. I can imagine. She says, okay, thank you. And also, you can Google your local temp agencies. Google local temp agencies near me and see what comes up as well. Marquita says, I got accepted on Project Wells for the most part. I did okay on the quizzes, but I need tips. If someone has any before baseline testing, please and thank you. Well, congratulations, Queen. Marquita. So if anyone has any tips for the Queen, she's doing CrowdGen apping project. Shannon says, I just signed up for GigSpot. Okay, Queen, keep us posted. We had a Queen here in Tan. She may know, but I can't remember Shannon. But she lived in New York also, and she gave us like a bunch of companies, side hustle companies that she was doing to bring in income, because same thing was going on with her, not able to find a remote job. Kay says, wow, thank you so much. I'm writing this down. It's a lot of information, Kay. Marquita, she says, thank you, Carl. No problem, Queen. Hey, Teresa. Teresa says, hey, everybody. So, yeah, if you live in California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Connecticut, Ohio, Washington, take a look at the temp agencies that I just posted in the chat. I know Robert have. I've seen tons of remote jobs posted on their site. And also, if you have issues with your background, a deco is a great one to take a look at as well. They will hire people with background issues. So if you have like criminal or felonies or things like that, a deco will hire you with those issues. Leonica says, hey, Teresa. She says, congratulations, Marquita. I think Tan having some issues, y'all, with her internet service. It's been raining here today, so that's probably why, I'm sure. But anyone else have any questions about anything, side hustles? I'm gonna put another list in here. I have another list of side hustles I'm gonna put in here as soon as I find it. And these are the ones that you can do from your phone. So if you are having issues with, maybe you don't have a computer, desktop, laptop, but you do have a phone, you can still bring in income from your phone. Leonica says, congrats, Marquita. Teresa says, hey, Leonica. Marquita says, thanks, Leonica. Miss Q, you would just have to go to a deco site and just search for jobs. Leonica says, I had to let the cookie job go because they were stealing tips and more other things was going on and the manager not doing anything about it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Leonica. She says, how have you been, Teresa? She says, you're welcome, Marquita. So this is the list, queens and kings, that you can check out where you can use your phone to bring in income. Miss Q, I think it's a deco.com, and you would just go on the site and search for remote jobs. Marquita says, oh no, Leonica. Humble and grateful. She says, thanks for showing NYC some love with the temp agencies. No problem, Queen. Lillian says, sorry to hear that, Leonica. Doretha says, do you have, she says, do any of those temp agencies work with Hawaii? That's a hard state looking for non-remote. I'm pretty sure they do, Queen. I would just go on the site and then type in your state and city. You can do state and city, or just do the state and see what comes up. Teresa says she's been great. She says, how are you, Leonica? We are going to find some remote companies this week. I'm going to start looking for remote companies that hire anywhere. I'm going to do a video this week, Queens, that those of you that live, if you live overseas, or if you're trying to, one of our queens says she's trying to move to Thailand, if you live in California, New York, or any of those hard to find remote states, this week I am going to look for some remote jobs that hire anywhere. So y'all stay tuned for that. No problem, Miss Q. Teresa says she's been great, Leonica. She says, how are you? She says, sorry to hear that, Leonica. That just means another door is about to open. Right. Amen to that. So, yeah. So if you are living in hard to find state, remote job states, this week I am going to be on the lookout for companies that hire anywhere, whether it's the USA or just anywhere in general. Because we've seen a lot of new companies popping up, like Popcorn. I think a lot of them started as brick and mortar, but because the way the world is going now, a lot of companies have decided to go to the house that were not work from home companies before. So but any more questions from anybody? And I did put the link in the chat about the ones where you can use your phone. Doretha says non-phone remote jobs, data entry, or yeah, Doretha. See, I don't really know, Queen. I just know that I know on Robert Half, I have seen like tons of remote jobs. I would just go on Robert Half, maybe type in your state, and then type in remote and see what comes up. Now, some of their remote positions on Robert Half, you can live anywhere. You can type in data entry also if that's what you're looking for, Queen. Sometimes we forget about Hawaii. Veronica says, I'm with Doretha. The non-phone. Everybody wants the non-phone. So we do our best to find non-phone. Now, I have been posting some non-phone remote jobs on the 2.0 channel. If you queens have missed any of those videos, go over to that channel, subscribe, and check out the videos. And I will be dropping another non-phone one tomorrow on the 2.0, the Two Chicks with the Side Hustle 2.0 channel. Hey, Drea. She says, hi, everyone. So glad to catch this live. Thank you, Queen. But yes, everybody wants those no phone, and I get it because I don't like talking on the phone either. Once you find a no phone, it's like, oh, don't want to go back to the telephone. So I do understand that. Now, we will be talking about some chat jobs later on in the video. We have 4 chat jobs that we will be talking about. One of the companies, they do provide equipment, and I don't think for that one you need experience. So one of them, no experience, equipment provided. The other 3, I don't think they provide equipment. I don't think so. Now, we did a live stream last week where we talked about some claim specialist remote jobs. If you guys missed those, there were 4 claim specialist remote jobs on this link. I'm going to drop it here in the chat. Woohoo, you're back. Now that's better.
Okay.
Yep, that's 100% better. Yeah, Teresa said, woohoo, chat jobs. Yes, ma'am.
And I found a few tech support jobs.
Okay. So the queen that was looking for the help desk jobs, Tan did find some.
And they are in the US.
Okay.
So you can be in New York.
Oh, good. Shanna says, thank you, Queen. Kay says, yes, chat jobs, love it. Oh, thank you. And she says, welcome back. So Tan is dropping the links in the chat now.
Go.
Girl, I heard little Basha, little feet.
You didn't know my nerve.
I already know.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wow, okay. She says the stuff y'all sharing with me that would have taken her 3 months to find this on her own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we could help, Queen. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah, you're right, and I agree, Kay, because I hear people like all the time say, "I can't find." Like, how do y'all find these? I can't find not a one. And that's how it was for me when I was first looking for a remote job. I was finding jobs, but they were scams. Like every last one I found online was a scam. Until Tan came up to me one day at the brick and mortar and was like, "Hey girl, you looking for a work from home job?" And I'm like, I've been praying for work from home and been looking for work from home. Couldn't find the work from home. But my buddy over here, she got me right. And then after, which is so crazy because after Tan gave me the information for, at the time it was West at Home, I started finding everybody like that. And I was like, wow. But before I couldn't find anybody. Leonica says she's back, stepped away for a minute. Drea says they dropped diamonds, Kay. Thank you, Queen. Teresa says she loves your hair, Tan.
Oh, thank you, Teresa.
Leonica says, thank you. I know I will find something else. I like working from home anyhow, like I have been for years. So I've been catching up on Carl's videos, Teresa. Oh, okay. Shelly says, hi, gal. Loving the hairstyles tonight. So thank you, Queen. So I'm glad that we could be of help, Queen K. And so let us know, Queen, come back when you find anything. If it's a side hustle, gig, could be mystery shop, anything, Queen. Be sure to come back to the live streams and let us know. Leonica, she says, thanks, Marquita and Queen Lillian. Yeah. She says, I will, thank you. No problem. So anybody else have any good news y'all want to share with the family? Maybe you started a side hustle. Maybe you signed up for something since we have been on this live stream. Drop it in the chat so that we can celebrate you. And if you missed the claim specialist link, I just reposted it in the chat. So we did this one, I think it was Wednesday last week. Non-phone. So for those of you looking for non-phone, Check out the video that went up on the channel today. I did an overnight non-phone, but the companies on that video, you can pretty much work whenever. I just did it as overnight because I know we do have a lot of queens that always ask about overnight remote jobs. Leonica says, yes, I have faith in God. He will bless me with a better job than the one I had, Teresa. Yeah, he surely will, Leonica. Teresa says, I have a couple of new leads I will message when I can remember. Not when you can remember the names, laugh out loud. That's too funny, Teresa.
Teresa, you're funny.
She says she gonna message when she can remember. Ellen says, not job related, but ChatGPT sent a customer to my website. I don't know what the person asked it, but it obviously recommended my product to them. Okay, all right, Helen, you probably ranking somewhere, Queen. Maybe you ranking on Google somewhere.
You never know.
You didn't know it. Yeah. Yeah. Teresa says, that's so true, Leonica. She says, I believe that. So congratulations to Hustling Helen for ChatGPT recommending.
Yes.
Girl, these bots, child. These bots, I was talking about the little bot, my car, my truck, it talks. And I was talking about that earlier today, girl. We just be laughing at this little bot. I said, child, these bots can do a lot. Any more good news?
That's kids, they. So they running down the stairs for somebody.
Marquita says they do drop diamonds. I pay bills with a few other side hustles. Queen, thank you. She says they shared here. I wouldn't have known about those without Tan and Carl. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen.
And congratulations to you, Marquita. Yes. Humble and Grateful says, ladies, would you know if there are any free AI classes? I don't know any. All the sites that I can think of, my Humble and Grateful, they charge. I've seen some, but they were not free. They were not free. Udemy, I think Udemy, they have like all different types, but I want to say the people on there, they do charge money for the classes or for like the information. Drea says, I have $50 on Prime Opinion. Now, I will, congratulations, Drea. Now, I will say this, Humble and Grateful, I have learned a lot from YouTube. There are some YouTubers out there that do share a lot of free tools, free information, how to set up different type of AI bots and things like that. So I would just search YouTube, Queen, for whatever it is you're looking for. Start with YouTube. That's what I would say. Start there. And then like some of them do offer, like different classes, but of course it's a fee. But it may not be that much, $5, $10, something like that. But I would start with YouTube first, depending on whatever it is that you're trying to do. Marquita says, congrats to you, Queen Drea. And so Queen Drea, she has $50, y'all, on Prime Opinion. Number 1 on the list. Humble and Girl says, okay, thank you, ladies. I will search for some. Autism Mommy says there is Allison. She says they have certificates for some AI classes. Not sure if they are 100% free, but she says, I think they are. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you,
He
Queen.
says, you would have jobs posted for Jamaicans. I do remember Jamaicans popping in here now, and then asking 14 to 15 an hour. Okay, well, thank you, Meeks.
Thank you, Mix.
So if you are in Jamaica, Meeks says take a look at Conduent.
All
Somebody else
right.
does Jamaicans.
Southern.
Sutherland, yeah, Sutherland. Andrea says, I agree. You get a lot of free AI tips on YouTube University. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Because some of them, you know how every content creator, of course, y'all, is different. So some don't mind sharing the information, but then you got the gatekeepers that they'll give you a little bit, just a little bit, and then they'll say, oh, well, you got to go buy my course, and it's $1 million. So no, I wouldn't deal with none of them. But there are a lot of content creators dropping the sauce for free when it comes to AI. But think about it, y'all. Everybody's learning how to do it. It just came out. I mean, so really it's like if you kind of pretty much probably ask like ChatGPT and some of these other AI sites, what is it that you're trying to do? Ask them about the free sites and not the paid versions. You probably humble and grateful can go and ask ChatGPT or what's the other one saying? Gemini. Whatever it is that you're trying to do and put free. You don't want to pay free certificates or free information. And you could put in maybe YouTube and just see what comes up. They'll point you in the right direction. Because I just feel like nobody is really perfect when it comes to the AI because it just came out.
And everybody has their own version of the
right.
AI. So it makes it, so you may do it a different way than Marquita may do it or Teresa may do it. So keep that in mind. It's all subjective and you may do it just a little bit different than the person next to you.
Yeah. Teresa says, that's right, Marquita. I'm about to get 50 on a plays where. Okay, all Queen. Right. She says, going to pay the city bill with that. Congratulations. Right. Meek says, they also have some from Mexico. She says, but I forgot the pay rate. Somebody else hires in Mexico, and I just saw it yesterday. Oh, who is it? Smith AI. Smith AI. They hire in Mexico also. Thank you, Meeks. Humble Graphic says, thanks, Autism Mommy. Arlena, she says, I have 2627 on Prime Opinion. She says, thank you, ladies, so much for the gems drive. All right, congratulations. Marquita says, I've been seeing medical carriers in my feed. It looks interesting, but needs certifications and an up-to-date car. She says, I wouldn't have minded doing something like that. Marquita, I talked about some companies on a live stream.
Hold on, I think I can find the
link. Okay. Some of them really don't care, girl, what type of car you got. Yeah, some of them don't care. I would just try it and see. And you don't have to have, like, with certain companies, you don't need all of that. Because, like, one of my cousins, she does medical carrier, and she don't have no certificate charge. She ain't got nothing. First time doing it, a newbie. And I don't know, I can't remember the name of the company that she works for, but she didn't have to have like no certificate, and she doesn't have like a brand new car. I think her car is like a 2010 or 2011, something like that. So I think different companies, of course, have different requirements, but she didn't need the certificates or anything special. All she needed was, I think she said she had to verify, to let them verify that she had insurance, and that was it. That was it. Driver's license and insurance. That was all. They may have done a background check. I don't remember. She didn't mention a background check to me. I'm not sure, but driver's license, insurance, and I think she had to take a picture of her car. That was it. Autism Mom said, you are welcome, humble and grateful. Meek says, and that's great pay because $1 USD is $2,100 Jamaican money. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is great. Humble and Grateful says, thanks, Kurt. That's a great idea. Marquita says, Teresa,
Okay.
that's awesome. I've never heard of that one, but congrats.
Okay. We did I don't know if they are all medical couriers, but it is a list of courier, a link we said, it was a video, make money using your car. So it is 15 companies on there. I don't know if they are all medical couriers, but there are some medical couriers on there, I would say.
He said, is it true that YouTube banned AI content? I haven't had a chance to look into it yet. Now, from my understanding, Meeks, I think they were banning, but don't quote me on this, but I think they were banning like the clone type, like the ones that you cloned your voice and it's actually like an AI bot talking for you. I think that's what they banned. And then some of the content from what I've been seeing was not original. YouTube is all about original content. If it's not original, 9 times out of 10, they probably are going to ban it. But I don't think if you have like let's say if I was on here and I was in AI, but you guys hear my real voice, I don't think they ban that type of content. Only the content that is actually unoriginal. Amber, she says, yes, Chatty gave me a whole plan out, a 6-month game plan for me to achieve my goals with free resources. Okay, I've never heard of Chatty. Okay, Queen. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes. Might be ChatGPT, might be people.
Okay. Teresa says, thank you, Marquita. Marquita says, congrats, Arlena. And Marquita says, you're welcome, Teresa. Amber, she says, thanks, Carol and Tan. Y'all out here saving lives, literally. Thank you, Queen.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Husband Helen said, Meeks, I read that they're going to stop monetizing channels that are all AI, but I don't know. Yeah, I think if the entire channel is AI, the bot is AI, the talking or whatever, it's not your voice, then yeah, I think so. I think they're going to demonetize. Teresa says, thank you, Carol and Tan. No problem.
No problem, Queen.
Marquita says, oh, okay, thanks, Carol. You're welcome, Queen. Rachel says, on Prolific's wait list, she says, cool, thanks. Okay, Queen.
Yeah. And with
Sure
Prolific, that is the way they do the wait list. Now, we had some queens come on here, get off right away. Some it took a few weeks. So just depends.
So make sure you check your email, Queen. You never know, because I've done several lives and people got on while we were on the live and got right off while we was on the live stream. So you should have checked your email. Drea says not at work from home, but a side hustle, Papa Pals. Yes, ma'am. I think we got a link for them. Taking on non-phone.
You want me to look for it?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
They were popular during COVID. They had the virtual caregivers. So we talked about them a lot on during
says,
the
thanks, Tan.
huh? Oh.
You're not listening.
I'm
Rule number one.
I found it.
You did, okay. Marquita was saying, thanks, Tan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Rachel says, no, they are not banning it. She says they won't monetize any sites that are all AI without commentary that are straight AI. Yeah. That's what I thought too. Me says, oh, wow, Helen. And me says, okay, perfect. Teresa says, yes, I saw some stipulations. Also, Marquita, she says, car had to be 10 years old or less. I have an OA, so don't. She says, some don't. I'll share the list with Carl to share here. Okay.
Thank you, Teresa. We appreciate you.
Teresa. Rachel says channels and not sites. Okay. Amber says, laugh out loud, Chatty is my name. ChatGPT. Oh, and Gemini. Okay. So which one, Amber, do you like the best? I've never used Gemini, but I've heard it's a good one to to use. But I've never used that one.
I call mine Chatina. That's my friend Chatina.
Yes, we know.
Mm-hmm.
My creator says, thanks so much, Teresa. Rachel says, if you aren't signed up on Manus AI, I can share my referral for free credits. It's insane. I've
Okay.
never heard of Manus.
I've heard of it. I never played with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Leonica says, thanks for the list of medical couriers, just what I've been looking for. Okay, Leonica. Leonica says, what is Manus AI, Rachel? And Rachel
Mm-hmm.
says, virtual caregivers.
Yeah. They don't have them anymore. I don't know if they do, Rachel, but during COVID, Papa Pal offered virtual caregivers. Now, I don't know if they still do. I don't do Papa Pal, but during COVID, they were offering virtual caregivers.
Yeah. Miata says, I keep seeing data annotation ads.
Mm-hmm.
Hustling Helen Miata, she works for data annotations. Yeah, I keep seeing them too. So they must be hiring again. Rachel, she said, Leonica, it's an AI that can build content for you, create designs in minutes, and actually do. Oh, okay, really?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't know it do all that.
Mm-hmm.
She said it's on steroids. Feels like Gemini on steroids. Okay. I'm gonna write that one down, Queen. Let me see. Let me get my ink pen. Nameless AI. Okay. Leonica says, oh, okay, cool. Right. She says, cool stuff. Humble and Grateful says, I use Deep AI and it has helped me with a budget and a meal plan. And that's just me playing around with it. Now I want to see how much I can learn. Oh, okay. So Rachel says that Manus can create websites also.
Okay.
What?
All right. Thank
For
you.
real?
I didn't know it did that, but thank you.
Now is Manus is it free, Rachel, or is it a monthly subscription? Amber, she says, so I'm a Gemini, she says, and I can honestly say the Gemini app reminds me of myself, overthinker to the max. Now, ChatGPT is that auntie that's been around the block a few times. Yeah, you're so funny. She says, laugh out loud. Girl, that is hilarious. And I've been around the block.
Look at Maine. It's a little deeper. I didn't know I created websites. I know I did like videos and things like that. Okay.
Right. Rachel says both paid and free. Okay. Well, thank you, Queen. Montreal says, good evening. I'd like to know, have you two seen each other in public? Of course. We go way, 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 way back.
She's my friend in real life. Not
All
as
right. That's funny, Montreal. Nobody has never asked us that
yeah.
before.
Yeah, she's my friend in real life. Yes. I know her in real life, not just in virtual life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Nobody's never asked us that
Yeah.
before. But
Yeah, we go with it.
yeah, because I get it. I do see how content creators will, connect, hook up, or
Yeah.
whatever, and do content together.
No,
They
she's my
may, this
real
one may
friend.
have a platform, that one may have a platform, and then you'll see them together on like live streams and things like this. So yep, I do get that. But no, we know each other in real
Yeah, we
life.
know each other in real life. We go way back before all of this.
Right. Before we even started Two Chicks with a Side Hustle. And honestly, when we first started doing videos, it was like in 2018. When we first started, we did 2 videos and then we stopped. And we sat on it for a year. About a year, I would say a year and maybe like 3 months. And then 2019 is when we just kind of kicked it off and started back doing the videos. So yeah, I know Tan in real life. You a bot.
I am a bot. I'm a bot. What am I today? I'm two things today.
Two things today, yes.
Oh,
You
darn.
might be the go later on.
Okay, I accept that. I ain't got to be it every day. I don't
Okay.
need to be it every day.
So Lady Empress, she has a tip. She says,
Well,
new
yeah,
for prolific, make sure you complete all the information in the
man,
About Me
man.
section that'll prompt the surveys. Thank you,
Thank
Queen,
you,
for
Queen.
sharing that.
Yes.
Um,
And you
Marquita,
see what I mean when I said queens will be dropping, kings and queens will drop the knowledge in the chat. They will drop the knowledge. We are all about sharing. So,
mm-hmm.
don't ever feel like you guys overshare or anything because somebody needs the lesson.
Yep, true that. And we might forget.
Yeah, we're gonna forget. We
Might
don't
forget.
remember everything. We're not.
Yeah.
And again, we come on here again. There are so many kings and queens who come on this live to share information. So again, and a lot of things that we have talked about. Again, we had to remove a lot of our videos, so a lot of things that people could usually go back and backtrack and get the information.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they cannot. So thank you, Lady Empress. Again, we cannot remember everything, and so again, if you have stuff to share, if you figure we're not saying things that are relevant to the conversation, make sure you add them. Make sure we don't try to gatekeep. We are trying to again make sure everybody has great information to leave here and be able to put into play. Oh.
Marquita, she said, laugh out loud. No, for real. That's true about ChatGPT. I was talking to Chat so much, my kids started laughing at me. Hey, Queen Adrian. She says, hey, my
Hey,
two chicks. I just
hey,
like you to share.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Miata says, that's because we always hear y'all story. Amber says, so basically, ChatGPT is very resourceful. She says
Mhm.
it breaks down the info from A to Z, also relatable, so the average person can understand. She says,
Yeah.
Gemini, I feel like it's like pulling teeth sometimes to get the answer.
Yes. Okay. So with ChatGPT, please realize that ChatGPT is kind of like an experimental tool. So whatever you're telling Chat, they can use it for research or whatever they're using for Chat. With Gemini, it's not that. So yes, Chat is a little bit more relatable because it can go get things. With Gemini, it's real specific because a lot of information you put in Gemini is not recycled as like Chat. So just remember that with Gemini, your information is safe. With Chat, they use it for research. So anything you put in there, if it's your business, Chat no, and probably it's not gonna put it in there like you said it, but just know that you may be putting your information in there for it. So don't put a little personal business in there. I would say.
Okay. Teresa says, yes, I've been knowing you too since
Yeah,
'06.
amen. Yes,
Yep.
you have.
Helen said Gemini rolled out some new features. They even film making tools, image to video creation. I like both depending on what you're trying to do. I also like Claude and Grok. I ain't never heard of them.
I
There's
never
so
heard of
many of them.
Claude, yes. Grok, no. Okay.
Okay. Uh, hey, not niche nation 814. They say, hey, Carl and
Hey,
Tan.
hey.
Amber says, Marquita laugh out loud. I agree. Like she says, like, hey, home girl. Not hey, home girl. Victoria says, hi. And Lady Empress says, hey, Carl, you a bot.
I'm fooling with Carol.
Marquita says, laugh out loud. Hey, Amber. It's too funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's his AI. Oh, I didn't even know he had one. Okay.
Mm,
Anthropic. Okay. She says, I
okay.
think about
Okay.
Anthropic. Okay. Well, thank you, Husband Helen,
Yeah. See, we
for
yeah,
the
we teaching
info.
us stuff. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
There's so much these AI bots gonna be able to do. They're gonna
Yes.
be in the kitchen washing dishes, washing your car,
They can come and
babysitting
wash
your
these dishes.
kid,
I'm gonna say that they can come and wash these dishes now. Put them in the dishwasher while
washing the
they're
car,
here. Hand
babysitting the
wash.
kid, walking Basha down the street.
They can come do that.
Huh.
They
They're
can
gonna
come
be
do
walking
that.
Basha.
Boss Carol said they gonna come walk you.
There they
But she'll be
are.
ready at the door with her leash, ready,
I already know.
ready.
I was looking at iRobot earlier, and I was like, "See, this is what the future looks like. This iRobot stuff,
I'm gonna be in
where
the
the
house.
robot gonna be emptying the trash."
I'm just gonna be in the house. When they start running
Be
down the
outside
street,
cutting the
uh-uh.
grass. Helen says, I'm making a coloring book with Gemini.
Okay,
Canva does AI images now, but they're not as good. Yeah,
okay.
I didn't use it, but I just kind of went on there and just was like, create me just to kind of see what the images look like. They got to perfect it, Helen, and you know they will, Queen. You already know because the competition. The uncle says, I'm applying to the medical courier jobs now. Okay, Queen, keep us posted. The uncle says, hey, Lady Empress. Girl, them robots gonna be doing some of everything, child.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking you breakfast, cleaning up the house, vacuuming the carpet, washing the dishes, the walls, the floors, the baseboards, clothes, everything. All right, so Canva AI will get you booted off of AI because of the XFI data. For real?
Hmm.
I had never heard nobody say that.
Is it the exit data? Oh, Etsy.
Oh, Etsy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, booted off of Etsy. Oh.
Okay.
The uncle says, cool. I have a few coloring books out on Amazon I made last year, Helen. Teresa says, Two Chicks family is sharing the AIT tonight. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Lady Empress says, no problem, ladies. I agree. These ladies don't gatekeep. There's no hesitation with giving you information or finding it on the spot during the live streams.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Queen. Marquita said, Leonica, I'm sure going to be looking into those after the live. Helen says they tested some robots at the BMW near me last year. I also saw
No.
them testing robots folding clothes. I think I saw that one, Helen,
Okay. Well, they
online.
need to come over here with the folding clothes because
Somebody
I will use
somebody
that.
had a video, girl, with them folding the clothes.
I will. I will.
Lady Empress says, hey, Leonica. Husband Helen says, oh, okay, that's good, Leonica. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's
All else fails. Sometimes,
mhm.
those gig sites are great.
Yeah. And again, if Amazon Flex is in your area, that was a good one. I don't know if they still
Mm-hmm.
do that a lot, but we hadn't talked about that one in a while.
Yeah.
Amazon Flex, where you go if you have an SUV car or whatever, they will fill your car with packages and you can deliver them. Um,
Right. Yeah, that was a good
yeah.
one. I have seen like some catering type of companies where I guess the company calls whoever, whatever restaurant, but they don't have a person to go and pick up the food or whatever they need for like whatever they're doing. So I have seen companies, they have like apps now for caterer deliverers. So maybe some y'all want to check into.
Mhm.
It's similar to like a DoorDash or Uber Eats because you are delivering food. You're going to the restaurant picking up food, but you're picking up like food in the bulk. So somebody may be having some at the job. Could be a birthday party at the job for somebody, or it could just be a luncheon or something like that. You know what we used to do at MCI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But instead of calling DoorDash, they would put it on this app and then they would just go and pick it up. Now, we did have a queen here last week on the live, and she was talking about a company called Reflex. And she said Reflex, they do the retail jobs. You don't have to go through, like the interview process, the application process, and all of that. You just go to the app and see what companies need help in your area, or what area is close to you, what stores are close to you. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Kind of like Insta work. Rachel says, I'm an ideogram creator, can create gorgeous coloring books there for free. Marquita says, I'm gonna need that folding clothes robot.
Right.
I need some more eggs in my basket. Lady Empress says, shoot, they definitely can come wash these dishes. We saw it in movies years ago.
Right.
Taylor says, Rachel, I have to look into that. Is it Sodom or Sodom? They say, greetings, I'm new here looking for assistance with employment. I hope all is well for everyone. So let us know in the chat what type of remote jobs, Queen, and welcome to the live stream.
Queen.
Rachel said, Marquita, OMG, I need that. Helen said, laugh out loud, Marquita. They were telling it what color shirt to pick from the basket, and it knew which one to get. Teresa, I saw the robot lawnmower.
No.
Now, I did see a video. Let's see, what's today? Sunday. I saw a video Friday. Somebody posted on Facebook where there is a robot running around Detroit. And I saw him. He was running up and down the street, waving his hand. And I was like, wow, this is really a robot. Wow. It was a real robot running around Detroit. Marquita says, Helen, that's crazy. Laugh out loud. Sounds like they listen better than these kids. Sybil. Okay, Sybil. Sybil says, at this point, as long as it's legal. So we will be talking about some, Queen, at the end of the stream. And today I did post a video talking about overnight, no phone remote companies, if you want to go back and take a look. And we do have 2 blogs that we got 4, but we really post on these 2. So if you want to check out the jobs that are posted on the blogs, I'll drop the links here, since I don't know what Bot Tangi is over there doing.
Oh, looking at these things, girl. Oh, let me stop. I done went down the rabbit hole.
Looking. I don't know what Bot Tangi is over there doing. So.
Girl, looking at it, Manus. Stop it.
Oh, you looking at Manus?
Yeah, stop it, Tangi.
No, keep looking, Tangi. Amber says, we come a long way with technology. I can remember sharing one IBM computer in my classroom. Then Regis and Kathy Lee premiered house phones would have video capabilities, and now we have AI. I remember that too, Queen. Helen says that DoorDash, they use robots in some cities. Oh, okay. Now, I have seen I ain't gonna say taxis, but like the Ubers with no drivers. I have seen those cars around town here. A little scary to me. I just don't know if I want to be.
I'm not gonna be that.
I just. Sybil says, okay, that's what my friend just sent to me, the no phone. Okay. Well, shout out to your friend, Queen. She's looking out for you. Hey, Precious. Precious says, hey, ladies, glad to see you all back on live with all the errors with YouTube. But I have been, folks, and you also on Facebook, just have been hard to catch you lately, only when I stay up late. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Precious, we just came back on last week. So you really haven't missed anything, Queen. We did one stream last week. I think I did a video last week. So this is our second stream since we've been back. Teresa said we have a restaurant here with a robot waitress. What? For real, girl? Some robot waitresses. Oh, okay. Sherry says, I saw that robot on Facebook. Girl, yeah, just running down the street. Frank said, we just blew by the house phones with the tablets. Oh, yeah. Precious says, Ubers with no drivers. Where you located at? I've seen them like in different cities. Precious. I saw some in California, Atlanta. I've just seen them just like everywhere. I don't think they're called Uber. I think the popular ones are Waymo.
Yeah, Waymos.
Waymo. I've also seen where they're going to start making the 18-wheelers without drivers. Yeah. So I'm just like, child. They just trying to fix it to where I don't think the companies, they just will not need people for nothing. Because I'm just like, okay, if you guys get the cars or make the cars and they don't need the drivers, then no money for the drivers. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't trust the being in a car and I can't control, because anything can happen. It can malfunction. What happens when it malfunctions? You know what I'm saying? And somebody's in it. What happens? Is it a way for them, the company itself, to shut the car off?
I remember I was talking to, I forgot who it was, but they were saying that somebody was in one of them Waymos and they could not get out.
They couldn't get out. That was me.
Yeah.
The guy, he was recording it. He couldn't get out because the car just kept going around in circles in the parking lot. So he called the company where it was like a button in there he could just hit, and the lady came on the screen and she was like, how can I help you? Now she could have been a bot. I don't know. And he was just letting her know that the car was just going around in circles. And he was like, I can't even get out, because he tried to open the door. The door was locked. Couldn't get out. So I don't know. I would just be kind of scared, leery of getting in that type of car. No driver. Couldn't chance it. Helen says, I wouldn't want to be in those cars either. Tesla has a robot taxi, but I think it hit a parked car. Now, I have seen people in the Tesla, and the Tesla's driving itself. Still, to me, looks scary. There is a guy that has a YouTube channel, and that's all he does is just drive around in the Tesla all day. That's the video. The video is him being in the Tesla, and the Tesla, he's showing everybody how the Tesla can drive from here to there. He'll go to the store. He'll talk to the car. It'll pull up to pick him up. And that's the video. Those are all the videos about the car. But looked like the car had like all these sensors, because you could actually see it on the screen, and you could see all the other cars. You could see the light up ahead. But I don't know. But he's behind the wheel just in case anything happens. But he'll show like he does not have his feet on the gas pedal or the brake. And he has his hands off of so you see the steering wheel. When he goes over, the blinker come on, it'll go change lanes, change back, turn left, turn right, go straight, back up. You see all of that, but I don't know. Hey, so right, she says, hello, two chicks and family, liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. Sybil says, yes, indeed, she does always. I'm grateful to her. Okay. Lisa says, thank you for the live tonight. No problem, Queen. Amber says, yep, we got them in ATL. Stephanie says, I forgot to mention I have shared free cash app with a coworker. She has already made $60. All right, Stephanie. Congrats to your coworker, Queen.
Congratulations.
Helen says, I wouldn't want to be on the road with the ATL with no driver. Yeah, they sure making them, Helen. I'm scared of that. Bianca says, "Oh wow, Teresa." She says, "Congrats to her, Stephanie." Lillian says, "I've seen one of those cars the other day. The car pulled up at the store, but no one was driving it. Then about 10 minutes later, the guy came out and got in the car. He was controlling with an app on his phone.
Mm-mm.
Nope." Aretha says, "We have robot security."
Oh, nope.
Girl, Miata says that happened before because the lady got hit because she didn't walk in the crosswalk. See? Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No, ma'am.
No,
Yana says,
man.
"I saw a video where a Waymo was going through a road construction area. It got through, but had a hard time. The road worker said they're tired of it."
Nope.
See? Mm-mm. No, Next, the robot will be behind the wheel.
Right. No.
He gonna be behind the wheel driving the car.
Yeah, let.
All right. Shantae, she says, "Hi y'all." Tesla hit a person.
Hey.
Girl, Hey Queen. Montreal says, "I was just in Phoenix, Arizona, and I seen three different driverless delivery vehicles. Yeah, they sure got them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir." Blue Sky says, "What? Trapped in a driverless car? No, ma'am. No, sir. Sounds like the sequel to Final Destination."
Right. I'm like that.
Right. I can't do it. Helen said, "I think the robot taxi launched last month in Austin, Texas. The rides are $4.20. I'm not sure if they're open to the public yet." Oh, okay.
No, ma'am. No, sir.
I
No,
get it.
ma'am. No burger.
Because think about it, it's just a way for them to save money. If I don't have to pay a driver, I can save money.
Well, I won't be riding it.
But somebody is going to get in it.
Well, I'm happy
And
for
they know
them.
that. They know that. It just won't be me. Hannah say, "I saw a test on one of those cars where they stopped the school bus and had a dummy child go by, and the girl, nah, not the car hit the fake child. It is hilarious. It's crazy." Shantae said, "We have robots in the stores."
Oh, well,
I
no.
haven't seen one here, not yet. Like Teresa said, they have the waitresses. I have seen videos, but I have not seen a real robot in a restaurant. Not yet. Taking orders. I still haven't seen the DoorDash robots either.
Jabba.
Mm-mm. And then I would just be, I guess, if I was the maker of the robots and I had like, with DoorDash, I think I would be like leery that somebody would walk up to the robot, knock the robot over, and steal the food. Because how is the robot going to protect the food from being taken? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Same thing with the cars. Like, is it a way somebody can go in, maybe pull the wires out and steal the car? I mean, I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even finna find out.
I don't know. I just feel like that'll be kind of like a waste of money. Now, if it's like a robot in the house and the robot is doing like housework, something like that, then yeah. But Blue Sky says, "Peace, blessings, and a beautiful week to everyone." Thank you. Marquita says, "I just signed up for DD." Laugh out loud. That's okay, Marquita girl. Get your coins.
Right.
Yep, that is okay. Get the coins, queen. But I'm just like, is the robot gonna take everything?
Right. Well, no, because who gonna fix the robots if they break down? See, that's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. Does the robot come with some type of warranty? If you got it in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So Helen said the food is locked inside the robot until it gets to the customer's house. But what if somebody just run over the robot, Helen? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, is he equipped to cross the street, and not get hit by the cars? I don't know.
Right.
Shantae said, "We have had the robots in the aisles of our stores for about 10 years. I did hear someone knocked
Oh,
him
yeah.
down once." Oh.
Now I know they are in Sam's.
They are?
The robots, you know, I don't know what they do it, what the robots are for. I'm not sure, but
Mm.
they are, you know what I'm saying? Um, they are moving around with you and stuff.
Oh, making sure what you don't steal.
Yeah, no, I mean, not making sure you don't steal, but shit, I don't know, shit.
Shantae said its name is Tally. Oh, okay. And it takes in INV. Rachel says they have so many cameras and so much tech on board. So Rice says BJ's has the robots too. I believe they scan for inventory. Sonia says
Hmm.
they clean the floor in Sam's. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't go in Sam's. I don't know what if I was to go in there, would I recognize the tan?
Yeah, it's walking down the aisle, which is cool. I mean, it ain't no, um, you know, it ain't no big.
Teresa Teresa said, "Don't even try to get her in a plane with a robot
Oh
pilot."
yeah, no, I ain't finna do that.
They'll have that next. You already know. If
Mm-mm.
they already doing the driverless cars, what you think they're gonna do with the planes? Probably the same thing.
Girl, and that one I will not be riding.
Somebody gonna get in it though. That's the thing. Somebody gonna get
Well,
in
let them get in it.
it.
It's
They
fine
gonna have
with
the flight attendant gonna be a robot.
me.
Shante said, yes, that's what I meant. It takes the inventory. Oh, okay. Marquita said, laugh out loud. So Ray said, Walmart also uses the driverless floor cleaner in a lot of stores. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Sonya says, I move out of the way when I see the robot. It's
All right.
um, hey, Mr. Jubilee J. I've been to a restaurant where they had a human take your order, but a robot delivers the food to your table. Oh,
Uh,
okay.
well, I'll take a person.
Right. Girl probably had it at Sonic. The robot come out there on them roller skates.
Right.
Bringing you your food. Lady Empress says, thank you. Same to you, Blue Sky. Adrian says, show how much is a robot man. Joking, but not joking.
You know they be having them.
He said, got a natural man, but I'm just saying, girl, they probably gonna have one, Adrian. I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably have one, child. Because I saw, I think Elon was talking about creating the robot that can carry the baby.
Girl, bad.
Y'all seen that one? I want to say Elon said he was gonna make the robot that would be able to be like the babysitter. It would be able to carry the baby, feed the baby, clean the house, wash the dishes, fold the clothes, iron the clothes, walk the dog.
Wow.
Go and Google it. Yes. Helen said, Carrie, what? Yep, a baby. Ray said, I believe when people say they won't steal your work if you learn to work with them. Silver said, so what's going on with the games on the phone that's supposed to pay out? I play so many with no payout. Which companies, Queen? And with the
Right.
game, you do have to get through those levels, Civil.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, let's say if it says you must get to level 5 and it may say by Tuesday, so it'll give you like a deadline on when you have to get through the levels. um Helen said, ain't no way I let a robot watch my baby. Lillian said, oh my, laugh out loud. Sonya said, Elon has so many kids he needs a robot. Ray said Elon is cuckoo. Me says the same man whose rocket stays blowing up is going to make a robot that takes care of babies. I'll pass justice for the babies. Girl, yes. Yep, he's trying to create that. And I'm just like, whoo.
Girl,
Then I
he
saw the flying. They gonna try to create the flying cars. That's coming
he
out too.
crazy.
You seen that, Tangent?
Girl, he crazy.
Yep, they're gonna try to do the flying cars, y'all. And I'm just like, okay, folks gonna be having accidents, I guess, in the air. It's a mess on what these people trying to create. It'd be something to see. I said we're gonna be like the Jetsons. Y'all remember the cartoon, the
I
Jetsons?
used to tell my sister we're gonna be doing the Jetsons when
Yep.
she
That's how
graduates.
they want us to be with the penthouses up in the sky and the flying cars and stuff. Yep, just like the Jetsons. Lillian says like the Jetsons. Yep. Yep, Sonya, the Jetsons. She says, anyone remember the Jetsons? Yep, that's how they want us to be. They want us to be like that. But I'm just like, y'all gonna build some houses up in the sky? That'll be something to see.
Mm-hmm.
Agent said, that's what I'm talking about. Clean that house up, robot. Shantae said a few years ago, I saw a little show that had a robot taking care of the house, making dinner, taking care of the crying baby, etc. You never see the baby, you just hear the baby crying. Me says bad enough. I got to fly on phone. They better go somewhere with the Hoover cars. They're coming though. She says I do believe that for sure. I've seen one, Meeks. I've seen somebody post about it on Facebook, girl, and I was like, it's ugly. Sybil says, what's the free cash app? So free cash queen, they are on this particular list and they are number 13. Number 13 queen is the free cash.
Yep.
Now, if you have a Android phone, I would say you might want to take a look at Just Play and Best Play. Let me see if I can find it. Miss Tawana, she's not here tonight. She's one of our queens that makes around, I think she make more now. I think she said with all the bonuses and stuff, she's been making a little bit more, but averaging around 100 a week off of Just Play. But you will need an Android phone for Just Play. So she's been making around 400, well, probably more now, but started out making around 4 a month with Just Play gaming app. Teresa says, yes, it's all replicating the Jetsons. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sure is, Teresa. But I'm just like, child, I don't want no flying nothing. I'll
Nope.
tell you, I said no thanks. I would rather be the Flintstone.
Man, what? Amen.
Yeah. I don't want it. They can have the flying condo or the flying whatever. They can keep it. Adrian says, yes, I remember my favorite cartoon. Me says, I saw it. The Tess Hoover car is ugly for sure. Once they run out of land space, the billionaires will be living above us in their sky mansions. That's what I said, Meeks. I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Try to put some condominiums or something up in the sky.
But like Cedric the Entertainer say, you go to the moon, we coming to the moon.
Well, good luck with that. Trying to build a house up there on the moon or wherever you gonna try to build it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be right here.
Hey, pretty Petra. She says, hey, everyone. I'm late, but I'm here. God bless everyone. Liked and shared. Thank you, Queen. We appreciate that. God bless you as well. Yep. I'm like, child, they can have it. They can have it flying car. Because I bet you that car going to cost a lot of money.
Girl, who gonna want to buy it? Ain't nobody got time for that.
You know something. Now, you know somebody going to
I
buy
know
it.
somebody go buy it, but
It's just like when the electric cars came out. What happened? People ran and they bought them. Then they started making the ones that was either or. You could either do the gas or the electric, the hybrid cars. So, girl, you already know somebody gonna buy that flying car, child. Rachel says Peter the L is buying old oil rigs to build cities on like a king. Oh, okay. Child, somebody gonna buy that Hoover. We'll see it. Look up. You gonna see them Hoovers flying around.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they go that ugly flying car. Somebody is going to buy it. You already know.
Somebody gonna get it.
So if you are just now tuning in and you missed any of the links that we went over earlier today, I am going to repost them here in the chat while Tan is getting the chat jobs together.
I got them.
You got them together? Okay.
I'm ready. Hold on.
So we did briefly talk about some mystery shop companies. So to the queens and the kings, if you are still waiting to hear back from a remote job, take a look at the mystery shop companies. These companies, guys, you don't have to go through all of the rigmarole, jumping through hoops, doing interviews, resumes, having to have experience. None of that is required. And some of these you can actually do from your phone. So if you only have a phone, take a look at some of these companies and start signing up. And if you have questions, come back and join us on a live stream. We are going to try to do more live streams since we have not been on here, like I would say like the last 2 weeks in June.
Yeah.
We were on a hiatus.
Let's call it that.
Yeah, we were on a hiatus for 2 weeks in June. And so we know a lot of people missed us and we missed you guys as well. And a lot of people, since we had information ready to go out, but we could not present the information because, again, we were on that 2-week hiatus.
Yeah.
So if you are still looking, kings and queens, don't stop looking. Don't stop applying for remote jobs. Keep going, keep pushing, keep applying. But in the meantime, if you have like tablets, cell phones, extra tablets, maybe extra computers, Chromebooks, you can still hustle and make some income from home.
Yeah.
I would say that you can still hustle and make income.
Don't be afraid to try these things. Of course, you are going to be scared and you may not know how to do it when you first get it, learn first come in contact with it. But that's what these lives are for. People are on here to help you get acclimated with some of these things, to make sure you are able to do some of these things and create a stream of income. So don't be afraid to try these things.
Doretha, what game are you playing on Just Play? It's a certain game I say that pays out the most. Some of the other games you will probably get a few cents here and there, but one particular game is Treasure Master. So if you have not downloaded this one, I would say check into this one. I think this one is the highest paid game on that app. And that's the one that Miss Tawana plays. She plays that one and she plays another one. I'm not sure what the other one is, but I know Treasure Master. That's the one I play also. And there is a guy on YouTube that talks about Treasure Master and how he's able to master this game and he gets around $30 a day. Bianca says it's a gaming app. Sybil, she says even when I get through the levels, they add something else to do. I can't remember the games. Can you suggest some? I don't do free cash, Sybil, but we do have some queens in here. If you are talking about that one, we do have some queens in here that do free cash. I do Just Play. So if anyone can suggest some games to Queen Sybil, please drop them in the chat. Pretty Patrick says, hello, I asked you out before. I have a lot of those games already. What can I do to get paid? One of our queens said uninstall them, Pretty Petra. If you already have them installed and you're not, like making money off of them, uninstall them. And then go under one of the apps. And you may have to change like your information. So, you may have to change like your email. Adrian says, I think her posted the link. Sybil. Yep, I did. Pretty Patrick says, oh, okay, thanks.
Carl, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, guys. So we are going to do 4 chat positions. I have posted the link. Carol will give the link. The first one is for a chat brand rep for TaylorMade. You'll be brand passionate, use primarily tailor-made golf equipment, communicate with customers at a professional level, ability to compare and analyze any of the competitors' product. You need 5 years of golf experience, 2 years of club fitting experience, in-depth knowledge of current and past TaylorMade products. You need to be able to type 35 words a minute. This is a 1099 position. The next one is for the chat brand rep for Titleist. This is also another golf company. You need to be able to, you need to have used primarily Titleist golf equipment. You need to be familiar with it, the site, and any related media searches, social media searches, or internet searches. You need to be able to compare and analyze it with any of its competitors' products. 5 years of golf experience, 2 years of club fitting, in-depth knowledge of current and past Titleist products, ability to communicate and assist golfers with Titleist products. Again, you will need to be able to type 35 words a minute. This is a 1099 contractor position. And the next one is a chat brand rep for Turtle Beach. And you need to be passionate about sharing the Turtle Beach brand, familiar with the brand, the site, and the social media, familiar with its products. You must be an avid game consoler, such as Xbox, PlayStation, and/or Nintendo. You have a passion for online gaming, experience with setting up and using wireless headset. You have proficient use with modern technology. You can type 35 words a minute. 1099. And again, this is they have performance-based reward system. And you can work from anywhere as long as you can connect to the internet. And the last one is for chat room operators for Drip. They're looking for part-time consumer. You basically are trying to humanize artificial intelligence. You categorize messages and select appropriate responses. Your accuracy is critical. You'll work up to 28 hours a week, and you can work anytime between 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. And that is it. Make sure you have great logical reasoning, excellent grammar, spelling, and reliable and responsible to adhere to a designated schedule. All right.
She says, I'm late, but glorious greetings. Hey, Queen.
Yeah.
Sybil, I did drop a link with 2 companies. If you have an Android phone, if you guys want to check out Just Play and Best Play, they do pay out to PayPal. Now, the good thing about Just Play and Best Play, you don't have to go through the levels like with Free Cash, Cash Kick, and Inbox Dollars. So with that one, you could just start playing, and whatever you make in 3 hours, you can cash out. If you have $2 in your account, you can cash out to PayPal, and it is instant pay. Hey, Nick. Nick says, hey, everyone. Does anyone have any tips for respondent? They only let you do 3 a day, and you have to wait till the next day to apply again. If anyone can help Nick out, please drop your response in the chat. I'm not sure, Nick. I don't do respondent, but we do have some queens here that have done respondent before. I didn't know that they had like a limit on how many you could do a day.
Me neither.
First time hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, Blue Sky. Thank you. Thank you. Blue Sky says, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us, Blue Sky.
We appreciate it.
Lady Empress says, those who missed some of the live stream, wait a couple of hours for the replay. Tap the square in the lower right corner, then click on live next to comment tab. The chat and the links will pop up. Thank you, Queen Lady Empress. Nick says thanks. No problem. Pretty Patrick says thank you. Sybil says thank you, ladies. And Sybil, I know you joined us late, so we will do some more live streams this week, Queen, if you want to come back and check us out.
No. You ready, Carol?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will see you guys on the next live stream. Who knows when that will be, but we will be on Wednesday and Sunday. So make sure you guys have your bell notification on so you can be notified. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great night and enjoy your birthday, Helen. Enjoy your birthday.
Girl, drink up for me. Nick says, everyone have a blessed night. You guys have a blessed night and a blessed week. Nick says, have a blessed week, everybody. Thank y'all so much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm about to try a few now. Okay, Queen. Have a good night, everybody.
All right.